healthcare being relatively a lot more governed compared to other sectors of the industry. How do you balance that with the need for a bit more compassionate consideration of the people that you're dealing with?
You're asking a lot of really good questions. Yes, it's just hard. Firstly, the building has to be functional. There's a lot of functionals and a lot of, functions, a lot of, like say, if it's a theatre, the theatre has to be a theatre. And everything, every piece of supporting steel, every piece of services had to be well done, right? If not, you can't do the thing. And I would say, the kind of compassion, it's coming from, if you look at a patient or the family journey, it starts from there. So you come into the hospital, what do you see? How do you make your waiting area or your consultation, spaces more friendly? Or how do you make, say, children's hospital, how do you make it more sort of less anxious, for the kids? That starts from there. And then the journey of, meeting the clinicians, repeating, coming back for follow-up, and even down to the bunkers when you're doing radiation therapy, right? We try to lighten or make it more easier for people to come into hospital, and because it could be quite daunting.
Yeah.
Right? That's that. Yeah. And then also the public spaces. In New Zealand, we don't do it as well, to be honest, but I have this vision, or some sort of dream, one day you think about it, you come to the hospital. I think Singapore did it very well, and in some places in Melbourne, they do it very well. It's like you come into hospital actually not just because of treatment. In Japan, do it quite well in some of the community hospital. You actually come into hospital with other stuff. I think one of the projects I've seen in Japan, they got the community involved, and so people actually coming for like study rooms, library in the hospital. And so you sort of make it like a community space. And that could be one thing, because then you come along and it's like, no, you're sick, you go to hospital. I suppose also the other thing is the architecture itself can make it less daunting. But the problem is that you have to balance between the functionality. You can't just have like completely off, no grit, no like rigid kind of thing, because you have, but there are a lot of things we could do.